I'm gonna have a cheese butty. Shouldn't you be at work? Nah. I won't stop at her. Does take a couple of days off, you know. Oh, I don't want you missing out on any big business deals. Don't worry, I won't. The way that's going. That's another thing to Busy's dragging me in this afternoon. Oh. Said he got a few questions do you want to ask me, you know. Don't worry about it, you know, I won't say nothing. I mean, you don't tell him nothing either way, do you?
You all right, mate? Hey, two of them have just gone into that mix house.
Don't be so nosy.
What's for dinner, Mum?
That's the fridge. Oh, God, these curtains.
Hey, do you want a bacon butty?
Oh, yeah, yes, please. Hey, you were out early this morning. I wondered where you were when I got up this morning.
Yeah, I know. Hey, do you want Anne there?
No, you're all right. You could help with the engagement do later. We're obliged to make some sandwiches, according to your dad.
No sign of my granddad yet.
What have you got on?
My uniform. So where did you say my granddad was then?
I didn't. You call that a uniform?
Yeah.
Are you trying to make a show of us?
No.
Well, you could have fooled me.
Well, no more than you're trying to make a show of me with them things you bought me. I mean, do you know how it feels, Mum, when you're forced to wear something you wouldn't look twice at?
Well, that's no reason to go out looking like we haven't got two farthings to rub together.
Yeah, well, I didn't see the point in wearing my proper uniform.
Why?
Because it'd look stupid with these old worn-out trainees I've got on.
Then wear your new ones.
Oh, yeah, and listen to half the school laugh at me.
I don't know where you get this idea about the whole school laughing at you. Who are you scared of?
No one.
Because if it's your mates, they're not very good friends if all they can laugh about is your pumps.
Mum, it's got nothing to do with me mates. Anyway, I don't want to wear them. I'd rather go out looking like this.
Well, what have your teachers got to say about it?
Well, I've got a letter. My form teacher sent me home and said come back when I'm prepared to wear a tie and the appropriate footwear.
Jackie, this is very stupid. If your dad finds out, he'll go mad.
And you're going to tell him?
No, he's got enough on his plate. You can help me fix the food for the engagement party, and if he asks, I'll say I'll let you off. But I want you in that proper uniform again tomorrow morning, all right?
Yeah, all right.
Right, Mr. Johnson. We'll be sending someone over to take a written statement, but that should do us for now.
Should it?
Yes, unless you can think of anything else of help.
Like what?
Well, any little thing you can think of. It all helps, you know.
I've racked my brains. Got nothing more to say.
Well, we'll see. Anyway, we'll be treating this as a murder inquiry, so we'll be seeing you again.
So it is murder, is it?
Well, it's a murder inquiry. A woman and child have fallen to their deaths in suspicious circumstances. But at this moment in time, you know as much as we do.
Hello? Could I speak to Owen, please? Well, do you know where he's gone? When will he be back? No, will you just tell him Sammy called, please? Yeah, and when you get him to ring me back. No, actually, will you ask him to come round to mine when he gets a chance? Yeah, just tell him it's important. All right, thanks, bye.
That'll be £3.78, please. There you go. Cheers, love. Right, 378, 384. Thanks a lot, love. Okay. Ta-da.
I just got here.
Hello, Michael. All right, Tina, love.
Hi, Mr. Dixon.
I thought you were at school.
Polly.
Put the kettle on.
Hi, Dad. Almost makes Jimmy Tarbuck look funny.
Well, look, since how you're skiving, why don't you make yourself really useful and give your mum a hand getting this engagement do ready for your granddad?
Yeah, maybe later. And anyway, we're not skiving. We haven't got any classes this savvy. Come at tea.
Excuse me, where are you off, like?
Going upstairs to the flat to the yes.
Oh, the flat?
Yeah, the flat.
Oh, I see. Not my flat. Or the flat where me and your mum pay rent on. But the flat, like where you rehearse.
Yeah.
No. The flat where you once rehearsed as a very special kind favour off your dear mum behind your miserable old fella's back, like.
Dad, what's the problem?
What about the noise?
Well, a few customers won't bother us.
Funny.
Cheers, Pops.
Kids. Yes, sir. Box of matches.
So, as Terry's best friend, I expect you got to know Sue pretty well, too.
Well enough, yeah.
And as a friend of the family, you'd know whether they had a happy marriage or not.
Happy marriage. What's one of them?
Well, I don't know. I'm single myself, same as you. But what I'm asking you is, do you think they had a strong marriage?
Well, I happened to live with them for a bit, you know, when you live with someone and you eat with them and smell their smells, well, you do tend to argue, you know. Doesn't mean anything.
I know. So, could you tell me where you were on Friday the 4th, the day Sue and Daniel died?
Yeah, I was in Birmingham, wrecking a few sites.
Sites?
Yeah. Well, I've got a few contacts in Birmingham, you know, and on the development side.
Those shops are a concern of yours, aren't they?
Yeah. I'm the landlord.
And were you around there on the day in question?
I was there first thing in the morning, but I was in Birmingham by the time whatever happened.
So you didn't see Sue or Terry there that day?
No, I didn't see Terry.
Or Sue?
No, none. All right, mate, come in. Cheers.
You okay?
Yeah.
Right. Hey, do you mind if I make myself a brew? Run after tea bags. I'm thirsty for one.
Help yourself.
Cheers, mate. Hey, running out of all sorts over there, you know. I don't know, your wife disappears and the shopping list goes with her. Oh, look, Tess, I didn't mean that. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Look, I wanted to have a word. Police have been round asking questions. They're coming back after. Take a written statement.
Done that many statements lately, I'll be looking like one soon.
Yeah, well, that's why I came round, really. Yeah. I mean, what do you want me to say?
Hey?
Well, this written statement. Is there anything particular you want me to tell them?
Don't get you?
Well, is there anything you don't want me to tell them?
Just tell them the truth, Mick. What else is there?
Nothing. You know how they can twist things. I mean, just look at me and that burglar. It was nearly me ended up in Nick and not him.
Just tell them the truth.
All of it.
Whatever they ask.
What about the day it happened?
What about it?
What you said to me about Sue. Terry, you said you should have got rid of her when you had the chance. Do you want me to tell him that?
Just tell them the truth.
What is the truth, Tess?
You know, like...
No, you don't understand. I just don't want to let you down.
You think I did it, don't you?
No, I just want to do what's right for you, that's all. Well, remember when Frank let me down, didn't turn up to be my witness? Well, I don't want to do that to you.
You think that I killed Sue and Danny?
You've got me all wrong, Tess. Oh, look, I won't let you down. I've got nothing to tell them. Take care, mate.
think it's a good idea, don't you fancy it?
Well, I think it's sick. Can't do a song about someone who's just been murdered.
Well, you say you should write about what you know and what you've seen, so what's up?
It's still sick.
Do you know what Helter Skelter by the Beatles was supposed to be about?
Charles Manson. Anyone knows that.
So, if Lennon and McCartney can do it, why can't I write a song about somebody who's just been murdered on the close?
Well, I'm not singing it.
Please yourself. Give us a break, hey, Dad?
A is the only rhythm section we've got at the moment. What happened to Keith?
I don't know, he's well late. If he wants to do this gig at the Poly, he's going to have to book his ideas up.
Is that still on?
I don't know yet. This Vicky at the Poly is seeing the NSEC committee tomorrow to see if they've got another band, and if not, I think we're in.
Well, I still don't think we should be trying to get gigs yet. We haven't got a keyboard or a bass player for that matter.
Well, that's no sweat. And anyway, we can't waste the contact like this. We'll get loads of support slots if we're good enough.
But how can we play if we've only got half a band?
Well, can you think of anyone we can get in?
Well, what about that Carl you said was on the keyboards before?
Nah, he was a waiter. Anyone else?
Well, there is one lad, another keyboard player, Davy Fryers.
You what? No chance.
He's good.
He hangs around with Cynic, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's all right though, and he's keen as well.
Been talking to him about it, have you? Still knocking around with Cynic then?
What if I am?
Still into the wacky-backy?
I have the odd toke. It doesn't do anyone any harm.
Depends on who you're smoking it with.
Thought we were here to rehearse.
Yeah, come on then. I've got to get back for Grandad's stupid engagement party.
So you socialise quite a bit out of office hours?
Yeah, we were more than just workmates.
Drinking and clubbing?
Sue wasn't really into clubs. She didn't have the time.
But you like to unwind together out of office hours, hmm?
Yeah, we could relax. We were a nice gang at work. Gave her a chance to, you know, get away from it all.
So were there many blokes around, you know, part of the gang and everything?
Yeah.
Were any of them particularly fond of you?
What's that got to do with anything?
Nothing. I just wondered.
Wondered what?
Whether anyone at work took a particular shine to Sue, that's all.
What?
Look, Fran, it's not Sue's fault or anything. She was an attractive woman. So from time to time, someone must have taken an interest in her.
Of course, but...
Who?
I don't know. People. A couple of fellas at work. One fella.
So how did Sue feel about being fancied? By someone called Graham?
I never mentioned Graham.
Fran, it'd be a great help if you could tell us what you know about Graham.
He's one of the bosses. He pestered her a bit. He really fancies himself.
Pestered her?
Well, offered her lifts home, stuff like that.
Did she ever accept any of them?
Yeah, now and again for a couple of weeks, and then he got heavy.
A couple of weeks?
It was only a lift. There was nothing going on.
Yeah, I bet there wasn't.
No, there wasn't. Look, there was nothing going on between Sue and Graham. He's a creep. I stood in the office while she tore a strip off him. She made him look the idiot he is. God, him and his lover's tiff.
His what?
He seemed to think it was funny to try and pass this argument off as some sort of lover's tiff.
Why would he do that?
You tell me. He just thought he was being funny.
Look, Fran, I know you were Sue's friend and you wouldn't want to say anything against her. But do you think she and Graham were... And she just kept it to herself, hmm?
No, I'm telling you, she wasn't having an affair. Not with anybody.
All right. I believe you. I'm sorry, I have to ask these things. I have to ask these questions.
Okay.
I hear you've seen a lot of Terry's mate, Barry Grant. Hmm?
We've been out a few times, yeah.
And how's Barry been since Sue died?
What's that got to do with anything?
Fran, I'm just trying to find out how Sue died.
So how does that affect Barry?
Barry was Terry's best friend. If he had to, if he had a reason to cover up, would he lie for him?
Oh, yeah. What's all the rush then?
Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to panic you.
You haven't? What's up?
I just want to talk to you.
Why are you eating that?
Oh, no?
Oh, sounds.
You're too kind to me, you are.
Wouldn't be too sure about that.
Oh, I'm sure all right.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe not.
We've been through a lot, us two, haven't we?
You could say that, yeah.
But we're all right now, aren't we?
Nah.
Owen, will you be serious? We are all right, aren't we? I mean, we do love each other and we understand each other.
Of course we do. Still a bit of time getting here. Well, we're Sam now, aren't we?
Yeah, we are, aren't we? I mean, after all what's happened, nothing could come between us, could it?
No, nothing. Oh, come here. What's brought all this on, eh?
I'm pregnant. I'm gonna have our baby. Oh, Owen, don't, please.
Pregnant? We can't be. I mean, we've hardly been together.
Oh, well, it only takes it once.
Well, I thought you were on the pill.
I am. I was. Well, I don't know. I mean, I must have just got out of the habit of taking it every day after me and...
Oh, I get it. You were happy to take precautions when you were in the over-60s club with that old man Tim fella. But now you went muggins here.
It's not like that. I must have just forgot.
Oh, you forgot? You forgot? Well, I should have tied a knot in it, eh? That would have reminded you.
Why are you being like this? I mean, you've just said the two of us are gonna be all right.
That was before I realised the two of us was three of us.
Fran, your girlfriend's been telling us about this Graham Curtis character from Sue's office.
Fran's not my girlfriend.
Isn't she? Oh, well. You know what I mean.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Anyway, we were talking about this Graham, and I was asking Fran whether she thought that Sue was having an affair with him. She didn't seem to think so. What about you?
How about me, what?
Do you think Sue was having an affair with him?
How would I know?
I know there probably wasn't anything to it, but if there was and Terry found out about it?
He didn't find out nothing.
Okay.
There was nothing to find out.
But if there had been?
Terry didn't do it.
But if there had been and he found out about it, I mean, it's simple, isn't it? You just snap, don't you?
Look, Terry didn't do it. Why don't you pull this Graham in and see what he's got to say for himself?
He sounds like the nutter to me.
Hi, gang.
Oh, no. Don't say he hasn't turned up.
Well spotted.
I'll throttle him.
Well, you'll have to join the queue.
Maybe he's stuck in traffic or something.
And maybe he's been crowned Queen of Sheba.
I don't think he's coming, love.
Well, that's a waste of good food, isn't it?
Hey, never mind the food. What about my life?
Yeah, all right, yeah. I'm sorry.
Sorry. I'd be sorry and all have had a father like yours.
OK. Just hang on a minute.
No, you hang on a minute. Your father isn't worth a carrot.
You just watch what you're saying.
You don't know the first thing about him.
I think I know a bit about my own father.
Oh, do you? Well, you'd be surprised.
Julia, I've said I'm sorry, but there's no need to go hysterical, you know.
That's right. Go on. Call me names and stick up for that old swine.
You're the one calling people names.
Yeah, and I'll have a few more to call him before the week's out.
Look, you're not making any sense, you know, love.
Don't you love me?
Julia, will you just calm down?
Oh, I'll calm down and I'll make sense. Just you watch. Thanks for the party, love. And don't think that either you or your father have heard the last of this. By the time I've finished, you'll be sorry Cyril Dixon ever laid his eyes on me.
The dog, a small grey mongrel, happily trots in during lunchtime, never at night.
Are you just gonna sit there all night?
Put the telly back on, will you?
No, will you stuff the telly and talk to me?
Look, if you're bored, why don't you go upstairs and listen to some woo music?
Owen.
Well, what do you expect, eh?
Well, I don't expect you to sit there in silence for an hour.
An hour ago, Sammy. I didn't see me whole life planned out before me.
Look, it doesn't have to be like that.
What are you saying? You're not gonna have it?
No, I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is, our lives don't have to be ruined because of a baby.
Oh, no.
No. I mean, the important thing is that we stay together.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah. And a baby, well, I think it could be a good thing.
Could be the thing that makes sure we both stick together then, eh? I mean, if you really wanted to, what better way to keep someone than to suddenly and accidentally get very pregnant?
It was an accident.
Well, you seem pretty calm about it all to me, Sam.
No, I'm not. In fact, I'm not calm at all. My stomach's churning.
Is it a bit too soon for morning sickness?
Owen, why are you being like this?
Because I feel like I've been trapped.
Oh, well, I'm very sorry, but it's as much as you're doing as it is mine.
Oh, the sex might have been, yeah. But only one of us forgot to tell me they packed and taken the Smarties. I could have took my own precautions if I'd have known.
Owen, I didn't trap you. Honestly, I didn't. Will you please believe me?
Well, I'm sorry, but it feels like that to me. Now, you're going to have to make a few decisions about what you want to do.
Owen, wait.
Just ask yourself, do you really want this baby, eh? I'm getting off.
Repentant wrongdoers confront their victims in Forgive or Forget after the break.
Jackie.
What?
Come here a minute. Jackie.
It's all right, Mum. I'll put these on when I get to the school gates.
Go and get your new trainers. Go on. Now take your shoes off.
No.
Take them off. And put your other shoes on. No, not your cheap trainers. Shoes in a plastic bag. Now, are you prepared to do some growing up?
What do you mean?
Are you or aren't you?
Yeah.
Well, in that case, you can take the trainers back.
Are you sure? I mean, what about me dad?
I'll worry about him. So you can have the £15 from the new trainers. Yeah. Here's another £15. Now, if you want the £70 trainers, you're going to have to earn £40, so you have to find yourself a little job, aren't you?
Yeah, I will, Mum, I will. That's all.
And no more arguing.
Yeah, all right.
And perhaps you could work in the shop for us.
Yeah, well, I'll just see what's going on.
And as for these are going in the bin. And you can wear those until you've raised the money.
Well, when can I take the others back?
The sooner the better. And not a word about the money to your dad.
I won't say anything, so...
I'll get it, son. Hello? No, this is his father, Jack. Who's speaking, please? Who is this? Hey, now look, pal. If you want to say something, you just come round. Ah, shove off, will you?
Who's that?
Nothing. No one.
Another one of them phone calls, wasn't it?
Take no notice, lad. They're pig ignorant.
Calling me a murderer, a child killer.
Ah, what do they know? They're the scum of the earth.
Your dad's right, sir. Do you need a good seeing to? Okay. Yeah, who is he? Oh. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I'll tell him. I was DS Kent. They're on the way round. I said you'd be into.
You not getting up?
Yeah, in a minute.
OK, there's your clean stuff then.
Thanks.
Have you been crying?
No, I'm OK.
Come on, what's up? What have we got there?
Just some old photos of me and Owen.
Oh, I know, they get you like that, don't they? I know old photographs of your dad and I.
No, it's not the photos.
Well, what is it then?
Owen.
Oh, you two had an argument?
Not exactly. Well, sort of.
Oh, it'll blow over, love. Come on, they always do. Well, most of them anyway.
Not this one.
Oh, you'd be surprised. Come on, what was it about?
Nothing.
They always are. What kind of nothing?
Just about me and him.
And?
And what we're gonna do. Mum, I'm gonna have a baby.
Oh, Sammy, no.
It's true, I'm sorry.
Oh, well, why couldn't you have just...
Mum, it was a mistake. It was no one's fault.
Oh. Well, what are you going to do?
Owen asked me that.
All right, well, Sam, I mean, you don't have to have this baby, you know. Sammy, you don't have to have the baby. Do you hear me?
Where have you been?
All these coppers, they give me the creeps.
Never mind that. I asked you where you'd been.
On the road, you know.
Oh, really? And what about the do we'd organised for you?
I know, but I can explain that.
No, don't tell me. Tell your son, because it was his food that never got eaten.
Now, I was hoping to get you on your own.
Do you want a vol au vent, Dad?
Ron!
Well?
Well, what?
Well, how come you never even made it to your own flaming engagement party? That's what's what.
Well, you know, I got a touch of the old cold feet.
You'll be getting a cold foot right up your backside, you will. A size 3 stiletto, courtesy of Julia Brogan. She's on the warpath, you know.
I suppose she is, yeah.
She really was upset.
Well, none of us were exactly singing and dancing, were we? You've upset Julia. Dee Dee spends all day preparing food from our shop. Talking of which, I've had to run all round the houses to get the Moby out and all. I thought you were going to run it for us.
I can start now.
Start now? No chance. I've started shifting all the stock back into the shop. It's not going back on the Moby till I find somebody reliable.
Isn't there anything I can do?
Yes, there is, actually. I'm going to be opening up in a minute, so you can give me a hand getting the rest of the stock back in the shop.
No sooner said than done.
And, hey, don't go lumbering us with any more jilted brides, eh? The earache we got off Julia Brogan nearly melted me earwax.
Your wish is my command.
Hey.
But I've just got to go to the lab first.
Busy said he'd be here by now. Well, don't worry about it, sir. Probably want another statement anyway. Here they are now. Right. I'll get it.
Mr. Sullivan.
Right.
I'd like a word with you. I feel there's something you should know.
Don't you want another statement?
No, not at the moment. Do you mind if I have a word in private?
No, it's all right. If you've got something to tell me, I want Barry to be here.
Very well. We've had the results back of the forensic tests that were carried out on Sue's body in regard to the fact that she was pregnant prior to her death. Well, I can confirm that you were or would have been the father of the child she was carrying.
I wish you didn't have to go back to work. Do you know, I don't like leaving you on your own.
I'm a big girl now. Looks as if I'm going to get a lot bigger.
Sam, have you thought about what I said to you this morning? Well, what do you think?
I'm not sure. But when I am, Owen will be the first to know.
Sammy, I know you're worried about what Owen thinks, but please, will you think about yourself?
But that is selfish. I've got 3 people to think about now.
One of them isn't even alive yet.
Don't say things like that.
Oh, Sammy, once I felt exactly the same way you do. Will you please learn by my mistakes?
Oh, so you were carrying me around and you didn't think I was alive?
No, I didn't mean that.
Oh, so you wish you would have got rid of me?
No. No. I just wish I'd been able to choose when to have you. When I was old enough, when I could afford to. Things would have been better then.
Is that all you think of me? Your big mistake?
No, I love you. And that's why I want to see you make the best of your life.
Mum, I love Owen. And I reckon we can work it out. I mean, you're talking about 20 years ago. Things have changed since then.
Oh, have they? Sounds like the same old story to me.
What old story?
That you're the one who's going to have to carry it round for 9 months. You're the one that's going to have to make all the sacrifices.
Owen isn't me dad.
Sammy, your dad was like Owen once. And he worked hard to make things right, but it was still me that had to give everything up to have you.
But I am not giving anything up.
Oh, Sammy, you're only 18 years of age. If you walk up the aisle now to have that baby, you'll be giving up the most important thing of all.
Hang on, no one's mentioned getting married.
Sammy, will you just think what the next 10 years could be like? Come in.
Thanks, Mrs. Rogers.
Well, I better be getting back to work. I'm sure you two have got a lot to talk about. God, I might have left that place in a right state.
Hope you haven't been tidying up. If he wants to rehearse his precious group up in that flat, let him look after it himself.
Well, I gave it a quick going over.
You're too soft for your own good, Dee, I'm telling you.
So I've been told.
Yeah, I suppose Madam will be in a minute. Will she demanding a dinner?
Lucky, yeah.
Where she gets that stubborn streak from?
You, probably.
Well, she's met a match then, hasn't she? Because I tell you what, it'll be a cold day in hell before I give in to her over them trainers, I tell you.
Ron, it can't go on forever.
I know, why not?
She's just a kid. You're supposed to be the grown-up.
Hey, Dee, if being grown up means tossing them 70 quid every time they start whinging about something, I'd rather be in nappies.
I think you're dead wrong, you know.
Yeah, well, not this time. There's absolutely nothing wrong with them trainers. And I tell you what, she's getting nothing else out of us till I see her walking round in them.
Well, it's up to us to sort this thing out.
Oh, yeah, and give in to her? No way. Hello. Your ears burning, were they?
Why?
Nothing, love.
I see you're still not wearing those boots.
No.
Sorry, did you say something?
She said no, she's not wearing them because we've come to an arrangement.
What arrangement?
I've told her she can take them back.
Oh, yeah. So what's she going to wear on her feet, then? Cardboard boxes?
She's going to get a job and save up the 70 quid for the ones she wanted.
Just like that?
No. She's going to have the money for the trainer she takes back, and I've given her 15 quid towards the new ones.
I thought you were with me on this.
Ron, it needed sorting out.
Oh, yeah. Behind my back, like.
I'm not doing anything behind anyone's back.
All right, we'll talk about this later, OK? So I suppose you think you've won, do you?
No.
No? Well, you haven't. Your mother says you can have the new boots. Fair enough. But I'll tell you what, Jackie, don't you think you can pull the stunt every time you want something new? You want to get a job? Fine, you get one, because I'll tell you something right now. You're not getting another penny out of me unless you earn it. From now on, every time, I'm going to want something back. All right?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. I hope to give your feet end this year's a pleasure.
All right, son. Sorry I'm late. Got us some nice pasties for our dinner. Fancy a cup of tea?
Oh, I don't. I'm sick of drinking tea.
OK. Sorry, son.
The busiest I've been round, Jack.
What'd they say?
It was about Sue and the baby.
Danny?
No, not Danny, the other baby. The one she was pregnant with.
What'd they say?
I thought it was a fancy fella's just like Danny was, but I was wrong, wasn't I? It was mine, my wife, my kids, and they're both dead. Why did this have to happen, eh? What is all this crap, eh? People dying, babies, police, papers, and they all think I did it, don't they? And all I want is my wife, my Sue, and my baby. That's all I want.
Come here, son.
What am I going to do? I wish I was dead.
You've got me. You've got Barry. We're here for you. That's it, son. Let it out. Let it all come out.
Who was that fella? Do you remember he was a minister or something? He resigned when he got his secretary pregnant.
So there you are, you two-faced down-no, Mark.
Julia.
Yeah, Julia. The one you left on her own at her engagement party. The one you made a holy show of.
Julia, love, I'm sorry, it couldn't be helped.
Oh, couldn't it? I suppose that's what you told your lad here, isn't it?
Would you and the prospective Mrs. Dixon II like to take this upstairs, please?
You'd believe anything that lying hound told you, wouldn't you? Well, believe this. I'm not the prospective Mrs. Dixon II. I'd be Mrs. Dixon V.
What is this?
Your father's got 2 other wives. He's a bigamist.
Julia, my father only ever had one wife, and that was my mother.
Wrong.
Julia, please.
Dad.
Ron.
Are you telling me that this mad old goat's telling the truth?
Hey, less of the owled you.
I can explain.
Oh, could you? Well, go on then. Tell your lad here how many times you've walked up the aisle.
If I've got anything to say to my own son, I'll say it in private.
What do you have to say, Dad?
Not here, son.
Right. Can you be trusted to look after this place for 10 minutes?
I suppose so.
Right, come on.
He needs me.
You're here, aren't you? Let him have a few minutes out there on his own. We'll have enough chances to help him over the next few months.
I just don't know what to do.
Just be his best mate.
Whatever that is.
Hey, enough of that. We've got to keep him going.
Have you sorted it all out?
Yeah. Saw the funeral director this morning.
Are they getting buried then?
I think it's for the best. I don't think Telly would want them cremated.
Did you get the coffins you wanted?
Yeah. Really nice headstone.
Right, I'll sort you out the money tomorrow. Just tell me how much you need.
Well, not sure, really. I never realised, you know.
Oh, don't worry about it. Whatever it is, I'll sort it out. Like you said. Be his best mate.
Thanks, Barry. You really appreciate that.
And I'll wait you in for the flowers. And whatever else we need. Whatever we need to keep us going here for the next few weeks.
Thanks. Look, son, there's a few other things to sort out.
Yeah, nothing I can do.
Yeah. Will you carry Sue's coffin?
Sue's coffin?
Will you be one of the coffin bearers? Well, she didn't have much family. So I thought, me, you, Mick from over the road, and, well, one of the mourners.
Well, what about Sally, Jack?
You'll be carrying the little lad.
Isn't there anyone else?
Not really.
Seems wrong.
Why?
Don't know. Just does.
Oh, please, son. Look. I know it's hard, but it's the right thing to do. Terry'd want it. So would Sue, God rest her. After her mum died, I suppose we're all she had.
So is she telling the truth or what?
I know it looks bad, Ron, but
Look, are they both your wives?
in a manner of speaking, yeah.
Well, that's it then, isn't it? You're a bigamist.
No, that's a nasty word, Ron.
This is unreal, this.
Yeah, but there's things you don't understand.
You're not kidding. And you were going to take Juliet up the aisle as well.
Yeah, but she pushed me into it.
And you've been lying to the rest of us all these years.
Not lying, no.
Oh, no? Well, what then?
Well, I just never got round to mentioning them, that's all.
Why?
Well, they like me. Women like me, and I like women. And a bit of travelling, it seemed like the thing to do.
The thing to do? You could be locked up over this lot. Do you know that?
Yeah, I know, but you get lonely, don't you? And I didn't think I was doing any harm to anyone.
Oh, no, not much.
If it wasn't for Inspector Morse down there getting in a twist, nobody'd know anything about this.
Hey, you're living in proud cuckoo land, you are. You can't just make a big joke out of this, you know.
Well, I'm not joking, honest.
Oh, yes, you are. One big bloody joke, isn't it? You, your family, your wives.
Ron.
And what about me mum, eh? What about me mum? Not one of your fancy women. What about the memory of my mother?
Well, that's still the most important thing to me, too.
No, it's not. Don't make me laugh. You couldn't give a monkeys. Why don't you go down the cemetery, scratch your name off that headstone? Beloved husband.
No, you can't know just how much I loved your mother.
Oh, shut up. I've heard enough now. You've been getting away with murder for years, you have. Well, no more. You can tell your tall stories to your fancy women from now on, because I've had enough.
Ron,
Go on, get out. Go on, take your harem with you.
Ron, say you don't mean it.
Oh, yes, I do. I mean it for me mum.
You took your time.
You told me to think, so I've been thinking in the bath.
Good. Well, what's the score then?
So, do you love me?
Yeah.
And you'll stand by me whatever?
You know I will.
Right. You're gonna be a dad, and I'm gonna have this baby no matter what.
Right. That's it then.
And that's what then?
You've made your decision, fine.
Yeah, fine.
Right, well, here's my decision. If you want this baby, you're going to get a husband as well. I'm not going to live over the brush with you, Sammy. And I'm certainly not going to sit round this house while your mum and dad bring the kid up here. I'm going to marry you and be a proper father.
Marry me?
Yeah, marry you. And I don't mean in 6 months' time, neither. I don't want some big shotgun job with you out here somewhere. I mean now, in the next couple of weeks.
Are you sure?
That's the deal. You're the pregnant one. I'll take it or leave it.
Oh, what will my mum and dad say?
I'm more interested what you've got to say about it, Sam.
Dad'll go off his head.
Sammy, take it or leave it.
I'll take it.
Wrongdoers confront their victims next on Living in the hope that they will either forgive or forget.
Are you sure you don't want me to do that?
Yeah, no thanks, love. There's a very special way of doing me collars that only I know.
Oh, yeah, and who taught you then?
It's your granddad, actually.
God, Grandad knows everything, doesn't he?
Yeah. So what have you got on at school, Savvy?
And careers. We're sorting out this work experience thing.
Hey, I could help you with that, you know.
How?
Well, you know I said that you've got to earn your money from now on.
Oh, yeah, to get me trainers.
Yeah, well, I wasn't going to bring that up, but amongst other things, yeah. Well, you could always come and work down the shop, you know. That'd be experience.
Your shop?
Our shop. Why not?
Well, because you'd have me working there all hours just when you felt like it.
Jackie, whatever give you that idea?
Dad, I'm not soft, you know. And anyway, I can't work in your shop because I got myself a Saturday job at a shop in town.
You haven't.
I have.
Without asking us.
Well, you told me to go out and earn me money, so I have.
I think I should go, really. I mean, I knew it quite well.
Oh, did you?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, look, I'll come with you if you like.
No, I mean, it's the thought of seeing that baby in the coffin. I think it'll be too upsetting.
Well, leave it then, eh?
Sam, do you think this looks all right?
Yeah, your hair looks nice.
Terrible, isn't it, getting your hair done up to go to a funeral? Better finish putting my face on, eh?
Look, your dad'll be down any minute.
So?
Well, he's going to find out sooner or later. Why not tell him now?
They're on the way out to a funeral.
And tomorrow there'll be something else, won't there?
I'll tell him when I'm ready.
No, you won't, Sammy. Because you're petrified, aren't you?
All right, then you tell him.
All right, I will.
Oh, Owen, sit down. I'm going to tell him. I'll tell him.
Look, it's got to be out in the open sooner or later. You can't just keep pretending you're putting on weight, can you?
All right, but I'm not going to mention that we're getting married to either of them, not yet. I mean, it's bad enough telling me then about the baby, never mind bringing weddings into it.
Yeah. Well, how much they're going to cost, eh?
Oh, don't remind me.
Sam, have you seen my new lippy anywhere?
No. Mum, we're going to tell me Dad.
Oh, what? No.
Yeah, no.
We're going out in a few minutes.
And tomorrow there'll be something else.
Hey?
Nothing. Look, we've just decided not to pretend anymore. Mr. Rogers has got every right to know.
And Sammy has got a right to decide what she wants to do with her baby.
Look, I'm going to have it. We've decided that.
Sammy, you've got time to think. I mean, why not take it? Don't tell your dad now, love. He's got a lot on his mind.
Well, it's not going to go away.
Look, I know he's not going to be very happy, Mrs. Rogers. But, well, the earlier he finds out, the sooner he'll have to come to terms with it.
You seem to know an awful lot about my husband at the moment, Owen.
Hey, leave him alone. He's only trying to be fair.
Yeah, well, life isn't fair, is it?
No, it isn't. But we've got to get on with it, haven't we?
Sammy, where are you going?
I'm going to get me Dad.
Look, love, let's just talk about this for a moment, eh?
About what? Mum, you don't want me to have this baby, but I'm going to have it. And my father, he's got a right to know. Dad?
Yeah?
In a minute.
Hang on, will you, love?
No, please, now, Dad.
I can't. My cup's full of shaving foam. Give us 10 minutes, all right?
There's a special offer on the tin tomatoes.
Eh?
Tin tomatoes. Unless something else you're after.
It's like that, is it?
This is a shop, you know.
Couldn't I have a word, please?
Haven't you said enough?
Please. I don't want to lose our run.
Well, you should have thought of that when you're in out of ratness every 10 minutes.
Well, nobody knows better than me how stupid I've been.
What about all those poor women? They've all been led up the garden path.
No, I was very good to them when I was there.
Well, how have you kept it going all these years?
Well, you know, it was like a full-time job, like. There wasn't an awful lot else for me to do.
God, couldn't you have got yourself an allotment like any normal pensioner?
I just wish I could find a way to make it up with our run.
Well, don't ask me. I mean, our son finds out his father's got all sorts of wives and he's just about to grab another one. I mean, it's hardly your average domestic problem, is it?
No. Look, Dee, I've always looked upon you as a proper daughter. You listen to, could you, please, just for me?
No, I'm sorry. Still, as much as I love you, but it's up to you to sort this out. You're the one in the wrong. If there's any talking to be done, you've got to do it yourself.
Is that your final word?
He's at home now if you want to see him.
Could I ask you just one more question?
Go on.
Has he told the kids about me?
Oh, no. Not in a million years.
Oh, thanks. I love me grandchildren. I would...
All right, Gramps.
Hello, lads. What are you up to?
Yes.
Oh, Michael, don't you know what day it is?
Yeah, Friday all day.
Well, there's a funeral on, you know. I mean, what's the point of us shutting shop in respect if you're going to turn this place into a concert hall?
Concert hall? I'll be all right, Mum.
Well, you should be going yourself anyhow.
Nah, I'm not into it.
Well, keep it down, honest.
I think I'm going for a little stroll. I've got a lot on my mind to chew over. Tra, lads.
See, Mr. Dixon.
Tra, Dee.
Looks like someone will be enjoying themselves today.
Yeah, I heard he was going to be there sniffing around. Doesn't know Terry, though, does it?
It's not supposed to, though, is it, Mick?
The funerals I've worked on for Dawson's, me and Terry. I never thought I'd end up with something like this. What a nightmare. I don't know what I'd do if it was one of my kids.
Where are they?
I didn't want to bring them today. Got Mars and Sinbad looking after them. Kids see more of them than they do of me.
Look, I think I'll get myself a coffee. Guess who they're talking about?
It is, you know about the other day? I was just worried for you, that's all. I don't think you were... I didn't think you did it. You didn't believe that, don't you?
I don't know what to believe anymore.
Well, believe this. I'm your mate, and I'll stick by you. If there's anything you need, anything, you know where I am.
Thanks, Mick.
No sign of any funeral cars over there, yeah? Just sit tight, eh? So you think there'll be a do afterwards, or what?
Frank.
Oh, I just mean, you know, under the circumstances and that.
The last thing I feel like doing is having a drink today.
Hi, love.
All right, you look smart.
Sir, what were you shouting me for before?
Oh, it's right, it was nothing. I've sorted it out.
No, you haven't, Mum. Me now, and I've got something to tell you, Dad.
Oh, I.
Yeah, I'm pregnant, and Owen and me, we've decided we're going to keep it.
What?
I'm going to have a baby.
God, give me strength.
It's a bit late for divine intervention.
And when's it due?
End of June.
How do you think you're going to survive?
We'll get by.
It's hard out there, you know. Couldn't you be more careful?
Well, I thought we had been careful. Well, we tried to be anyway.
Well, you didn't try hard enough. A baby. Now.
Well, we'll both be in work, you know, Mr. Rogers.
What about college?
Well, I can get work at weekends and nights. That and my grant should do us. I mean, you'd be really surprised how much you can save once you put your mind to it. Well, you two got by, didn't you?
That's got nothing to do with anything.
Well, that's right. We did get by.
There's meant to be more to life than just getting by.
Mum, I'm going to have it.
What have you been saying to her?
Nothing.
Sammy?
We've just talked about the options, that's all.
You've got yourselves into a right mess here, haven't you?
I know.
And you're going to have to get yourselves sorted out.
We will do.
How?
Well, when the time comes, we'll find somewhere to live. We'll be all right.
No chance. Come, blimey, look over the road, will you? Hey? They're all mourning a little kid who's died. You might have been stupid. But you've got a little child inside you there, Sammy. And that's the most important thing. Now, as far as I'm concerned, you can live here with me and your mum for as long as you like. You might have been stupid, but that doesn't mean to say we want to lose you. Does it, Chris?
Are you serious, Dad?
What do you think? After all the other trouble, I don't want to see you upset again.
Oh, thanks. Thanks a million, Mr. Rogers.
I think you better start calling me Frank.
Can I come in?
There's nothing to say to each other.
Please, Ron. Look, I won't mess around. I've come to apologise.
Again?
I've come to ask you to accept my apology.
Just like that? Hey? You say sorry, I say fine, and years of stinking lies just disappear.
No. Don't expect you to understand. I don't expect you even to like me. But don't turn your back on me, Ron.
Do you think your grandchildren will be impressed by all these wives?
Dee Dee said you wouldn't tell them.
Well, she's right there, isn't she? Because I wouldn't do anything to upset my kids that much.
Look, I want you to make me a promise that you'll never tell them.
I won't promise you anything anymore.
Oh, son. What can I say? Your mum died 18 years ago. These women, none of them could live up to your mother. But each of them had some little bit of her, a smile, a cooking, a figure. So I went from one to the other, getting tiny reminders of what it was like when she was alive.
My mum will be turning in her grave now.
Still go there, you know. I tell her everything. Till Julia found out she was the only one that knew. I'm sure she'd understand.
Well, I don't. But I don't think I ever will.
Give us a chance, eh, Ron? Please. Hey, look at that lot over there. The funeral card, the undertakers. Life's too short. Please. Do you want me to go?
Yeah. I think that'd be the best thing all around.
Right. All right. Bye, son.
All right, son. You ready? Okay, lads. I'm here. Come on.
Mum, there's not going to be any trouble because I'm not going to change my mind. I mean, I thought my dad was brilliant about it. Dead kind and understanding.
Oh, and I'm not, I suppose. I'm just the wicked backstreet doctor whispering, get rid of it, Sammy.
Look, why are you being like this? I thought you wanted the best for me.
Oh, Sammy, of course I do.
And so does me dad.
No, your dad wants what's safe for you.
What?
Well, that's it now, isn't it? You're just like me. Pregnant, a steady fella, you'll be going nowhere.
That is a horrible thing to say.
Oh, we'll be made up.
Mum, will you stop taking your life out on me because I am not you?
Oh, you are now, Sammy.
Look, I'll do what I want. I've got a job. I'll travel if I want to.
You'll travel all right. Up the Isle will be your next big trip. And I bet your father will see to that and all.
He doesn't have to. Me knowing and I've already decided we're going to get married as soon as we can.
Oh, Sammy, you're a fool. Look, you don't know anything. Every single mistake I made, you're making now. Oh, God, what's the point?
Come on, love, to make a move over there. Better make a shape.
Yeah, I'll just get my bag.
See you later, Sam. And hey, take care of her.
Don't worry, I will.
The children insisted on me bringing you a drink, madam.
I've got one, thank you. What the hell is that?
It's milkshake. Well, toothpaste and water, anyway. Leo said to his dad before, why are you dressed like a gangster?
It's like as if nothing's happened. Like it's out of Walt Disney.
Mind you, I think kids understand more than they crack on. I mean, they saw their ma disappear, didn't they?
Josie didn't disappear.
Oh, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I suppose so.
And I remember loads from when I was a kid.
What, yesterday?
Be at it. Well, you know, from the home and that. Mainly about getting a crack around the ear all every 5 minutes.
Oh, my heart bleeds.
Hey, there's more to me than meets the eye, you know.
Yeah, but not much.
Well, we shouldn't be skitting, should we? With Sue and Danny getting buried.
Yeah, it's Teddy I feel sorry for. Being left on his own with all them memories.
Sometimes I think you're better off on your own from the word go.
It's a bit deep, isn't it?
Never miss what you've never had, do you?
Yeah, don't worry about the coffin, mate. Done it loads of times. Just support each other and take it slow, eh?
Mick? Hiya.
Close. What are you doing here?
Come to pay my respects like you.
Why?
Okay. Kids all right?
Fine.
Marcy said everything's going very well.
Never better.
Good.
Look, I've got to carry Sue's coffin, but can we talk later?
It's Sue I've come for, Mick.
Right. Of course. Better get going then. See you in there.
doesn't it?
Good job and all.
Why?
Because we might just have a gig soon.
A gig? We haven't even got a band.
Well, we could use a keyboard player or tapes.
Backing tapes aren't my style, mate. I prefer real people.
Think about it, will you, Keith? Tapes don't play bum notes, they don't get on your wick, and most important of all, they don't ask for their whack of the readies at the end of the night.
Tapes, eh? And when's this gig meant to be?
Well, this other band pulled out, so that's when this Vicky at the Poly put the word in. I know it's kind of short notice, but she's really done the job on the Sense Committee for us. It's next week.
Do me a serious one, Mike. We won't be ready by next week.
You do want to do it, don't you?
Of course.
Well, then we'll be ready.
Bit out of order, innit? Them turning up. Only needs a flashing light on their heads.
It's none of our business.
Yes, dear.
Guess something more about your dad?
I thought about nothing else. It's killing me.
Can't just forget about him.
If only.
Ronnie's your dad, no matter what he's done.
I just wish I did have it in me to forgive him, Dee. But I don't think I can.
Do you reckon I'm too young to be a granddad?
So Sonny, that's too young.
I'd like to think I'd make a good one. Probably spoil it rotten.
Yeah, you probably will.
I wonder if they're going to get married. Do you know if this had happened 6 months ago? I'd have gone mad. But not now. I've realised you'd only get one life. What's the point in spending half it falling out with your kids? I nearly lost her once. Never again. I know one's a bit over the top of that Tim fella, but you learn for the next time, don't you? She's back home now, and I'll do anything to keep her happy. Anything. Even change
The
dirty
Lord is
nappies.
full of compassion and mercy, slow to anger and of great goodness. As a father is tender towards his children, so is the Lord tender to those that fear him. For he knows of what we are made. He remembers that we are but dust.
It's hard work, this. Almost as bad as cleaning that poky little flat of mine.
Especially with me permanently in the way, eh?
No, I didn't mean it like that. You stay as long as you want.
Thanks, but I think it's time I found somewhere a bit bigger.
What's up? Is it me smelly feet?
Don't be daft. You've just got me realistic head on, that's all. You can't sleep on a sofa for the rest of your life.
I prefer your unrealistic head myself.
I might see if that flat that Ellis offered is still going.
Ellis, I thought you said this place was full of squatters.
Did I?
Yeah, you did.
Little white lie.
So there weren't any squatters?
Not even one.
Why didn't you take the flat then?
There's this smashing little bloke putting me up. I just got the feeling he didn't want me to move in there.
So you gave up a dead good flat because of me?
How about yourself?
And you came back just because of me?
Go to the top of the class.
No one's ever done anything like that for me before.
So it was the first time. Race to that last toy.
We have entrusted Susan and Daniel's bodies to God's merciful keeping, and we now commit their bodies to the ground. Earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. In sure and certain hope of the resurrection to eternal life through our Lord Jesus Christ, who died, was buried and rose again for us. To the only wise God our Saviour be glory and majesty, dominion and power both now and forever.
You bastard! Don't kill you! Don't do it! Will you? Come on, Ted! Get off of me! Ted! Get off my head, will you? Get off!
Mother Love counsels more repentant wrongdoers in Forgive or Forget next on Living.
Teddy, what's going on?
I should have killed him.
What's going on, Teddy? Hi, love.
Hiya. Oh, Dad, your hands are filthy.
Sorry, no morning sickness yet?
No, nothing. I feel fine.
Look at the charge this Graham Curtis character yet.
They've let him go, haven't they?
You what? Are they stupid or something?
They're trying to pin it on me. They think I killed Sue and Danny.
Well, you haven't admitted anything, have you?
How can I? I can't even remember that day.
Well, you can remember whether you killed your own kid or not. I mean, why the hell did they think that you had to go with him at the funeral?
I don't know.
Because Graham Curtis killed Sue and Danny, that's why.
They've been going on at me for hours. They think Sue was carrying on with that Graham, so I killed her and Danny, and then tried to kill him.
Aren't you mad? You'd have killed him first, wouldn't you?
I want him, Barry. Let's go looking for him, eh, and knock the truth out of him.
Terry, you can't take that chance. Not if that's their theory.
Well, we've got to find out what the truth is, isn't it? I want to kill him.
Shut it, will you, Terry? Listen, if you want to concentrate on remembering where you were that day, it's going to be your only chance. Come on.
Hiya.
Ah, don't tell me you decided to come away for your old man after all.
I've told your dad my Saturday job's in town. And Mum said to give you the post.
So,
Is it all right if I take Tony for me dinner?
of course it is. As long as you leave 50p.
Yeah, 50p's on there.
Thank you. Bye. Hey, hang on a minute.
Dad, I'm going to be late for the shop.
Never mind that. What about this phone bill?
Look, I've got to go.
This is down to you know, Jackie. £140.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. You're never off that thing. You were on an hour last night.
Yeah, Kelly phoned me.
I'm not soft, you know. You rang her back.
No, it didn't.
Well, it wasn't me, your mother.
Yeah, well, he's only more than me.
Hey, I've got a phone bill here for £140. What have you got to say about that?
Well, that's Gare, not me.
Oh, that's not fair, that. I mean, you're never off the phone ringing people up trying to find keyboard players for your stupid band.
You just watch who you're slagging. We're playing with Rain and Pies at the weekend.
Rain and the what?
Bands, you know, musicians. Two of the best in town at the moment.
Pies? So you better get a proper job with some real money, then maybe you could pay your share of this.
It's not even me, it's her. I can't get near the thing when I'm at home. And is that my grant?
Well, that's not fair, that. I didn't even use it that much. Why don't you check up and see if you've made a mistake?
Hey, I'll be writing to them all right, don't you worry. I'm going to get it itemised in the future. That way I'll be able to see who's trying to make me bankrupt.
Go on.
Hey, yeah, and if you want to use that phone in future, you ask me first, all right? Cheeky little.
Me grant? I can pick it up today at the Polly. 200 quid.
Spend, 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 eh?
That's the most dosh you've ever had.
Hey, don't you go blowing that. That's going to last you till Christmas.
Tell you what, Dad, I'll put it down on the deposit on a new guitar, eh?
Don't you even think about it. I've had to stump up 1,500 quid of my own money on your grant already, so I don't want you wasting a penny of that. What are you doing here, anyway?
I just thought to check if I could practice with the band this week in the flat.
It's all quiet over the way. I wonder if they've charged him.
Don't think they will. I mean, I can't see Terry killing his wife and kid.
Oh, I don't know. If they hadn't stopped him, he'd have murdered that fella at the funeral. I wouldn't be surprised if they'd charge him with that. You know, assault.
Don't you think Sue was carrying on with him?
Oh, don't ask me, love. I know you think we've got problems.
What, you mean me and the baby? Is that the problem?
Not for me, love. Not now. Oh, where's my screwdriver?
Hiya.
Hiya.
Will you be coming home for dinner tonight?
Oh, Mick asked me to get a few things in town.
All right. You okay?
Yeah, why?
Just seem a bit quiet, that's all. Look.
Go on.
No, you...
Just say
Oh, yeah? Well, you get used to working early shifts at work and I can't sleep in anymore.
You sure it's not because there's something on your mind?
Look, Mum, I'm fine.
Lions, there'll be a thing of the past once you've got a baby, you know.
Mum, I'm glad you and my dad know I'm pregnant, but can we just stop talking about it?
Yeah, well, that doesn't solve the problem. Does it? Sammy, a baby's for life.
It's what me and Owen want.
Do you?
Yes.
Are you sure it's not just what Owen wants?
No.
Sammy, there's still time to change your mind, and I'll back you all the way if you decide to have an abortion.
I don't want an abortion.
Sammy, will you just think about it? You're only 18. You've got the rest of your life ahead of you.
She's 18 and she's old enough to make her own decision.
Frank, she needs advice.
You're not advising her. You're pushing her.
I'm not.
Mum, Dad.
I just wanted to understand the options.
You call abortion an option. We're not having that.
Frank, it's not for you to decide.
Look, I've had enough of this. I don't want an abortion. I'm sick of it.
You see what you get for forcing your opinions on her?
Me?
Yes, you. You wouldn't budge an inch over Tim Darby. We nearly lost her because of that.
He was twice her age. I was right to carry on.
Oh, you always are, you, aren't you?
And I'm right about this, too. You brainwash her into having an abortion. And she could end up hating us forevermore. Then who'll be to blame?
If I offended you, I'm sorry.
How could you have offended me?
Kissing you?
I kissed you. Don't tell me you haven't done it before.
Yeah, I mean, of course I have, but I mean, I never meant anything before, did it? I mean, if you want to forget it happened.
I don't want to forget.
I just want to know where I stand. What happens next if we're together, like?
Why does anything have to happen?
Do you mean you don't want to forget? But you just don't want it to go any further?
Oh, don't be soft.
What then?
Look, we like each other. We just happen to kiss. I want you just like Ellis.
Me?
Pushing. He pushed me and look what happened.
I mean, he forced himself on you?
Oh, nothing like that. I mean, can't we just carry on together and see how it goes?
Come out with me, then.
Don't make things so formal. Look, just let things ride, eh?
I keep telling you, I can't remember. My mind's a blank.
Yeah, son. Do you fancy a drink? There's some scotch in there.
Jack, it's think that got him into trouble in the first place. He's got to keep a clear head. He's got to remember.
Why should he? What's it matter if he was so rotten he can't remember? We know he didn't murder his own wife and kid, and that's that.
Yeah, but he's got to prove it. Them biddies could be back at any time with Savvy, and he doesn't come up with something, they'll fit him up. Now, just sit down there quiet, Terry, and start to remember with it.
I can't, I'm knackered.
Well, just try.
Don't you think you'd be better off having some kip?
He's got to remember, Jack.
Come on, son, bed.
No, all I want is some fresh air.
Terry, just try and remember, will you?
Look, it won't do any good hassling him like that.
Jack, they'll do him, you know. What were you doing that day?
Oh, you don't think that...
Don't be soft, Jack. I'm just saying, if you weren't working, you could have been with him, couldn't you?
But he wasn't with me.
As far as the coppers are concerned, I mean.
I set myself up as his alibi.
Well, we've got to come up with something, Jack, or else they'll stick it on him. Now, did you do any drinking that day?
Where's my dad?
He's outside.
Go and get him.
Oh, me?
Sam, what's going on?
Just nudges.
Well, after what you were saying this morning about making a choice and that.
What is it, Sam?
If it is what I think it is, I don't want you going berserk.
Owen, what's going on?
We're keeping the baby. So, we're gonna get married.
I was wondering about that side of things.
Sammy, an hour ago you said you'd think hard.
And we have done. And I'm not going down the aisle like a sack of spuds either.
Look, what she means is, well, we've decided the date. It's November the 8th, and it's in 3 weeks' time.
So, where'd you go to then?
The betting shop.
How long were you there for?
Yeah, there's a couple of races at Chepstow, one at Ripon. Oh, I must have been there about an hour.
Where then?
Well, Friday I usually go to the Pacific Star, then sometimes the Labour Club.
So, you could have gone into town, couldn't you? The Gaslight Club, somewhere like that.
Suppose so.
Never mind suppose so, Jack, you did.
Right.
Right, Terry's brief left a number. Now get on to him and tell him.
No, but I haven't got anything straight yet.
Jack, we've got to get moving on this. We can go through it again after. It's on a window ledge.
What do I tell Teddy?
He can't remember, can he?
Oh, yeah. What's he doing in the Jeep?
Oh, there you go. Terry, are you mad as Come on, get off me, will you? No, let me go and get him. Come on, I want to get that kid. Come on, come on, I want to go and get him.
He's gone out like a light.
You shouldn't have given him that stuff, you know. It's going to be opposite the busy saying up to Savvy.
Well, you had to give him something to calm him down. I mean, he's determined to get this Graham Curtis character. Mind you, that might not be such a bad thing. Like he says, beat the truth out of him.
Oh, grow up with you, Jack. It's going to make it a million times worse if he goes after him. Now, he's not leaving here until we get the alibi sorted.
OK.
And you're not having any of that either.
Oh, right, just that won't do any harm.
Listen, if you're going to go and see the solicitor this afternoon, I want you with a clear head, all right? Well, sit down, will you? Right. So now you can tell me what happened Friday, October the 4th.
I went drinking with me son.
Well, come on, Jack. More details, times and that.
Look, couldn't you do this for him?
Oh, don't be soft. I mean, you know I was in Birmingham that morning. He can easily prove that, can't he? Now, come on. More details. What time did Teddy turn up for you?
11 o'clock, or just before. I was about to go out to the pub when my son said he turned up.
And what did he say?
He said things were slack at the cabs and did a fancy a few pints and a few bets maybe.
Right. So where did you go to?
The Pacific Star?
The Swan! It's the flaming Swan, Jack. Look, you've got to get this spot on.
The Swan, the Swan.
Right, the Swan. How long were you there?
Look, I'm hopeless at this, Baz. I'll never remember it all.
Look, you've done this loads of times. How many times you used to lie to Eileen, eh?
Oh, yeah, but that was only when I was away on the island, that.
Yeah, well, just think about it like that, then.
Eileen wasn't the CID, was she?
You're a born liar, you, Jack.
Hey, do you mind?
Listen, it's your biggest talent. You could have a convincing story with no holes in it. Now, use your talent for Teddy's sake.
Yeah, OK.
Right. So you was in the Swan. Now, what was Teddy drinking in the Swan?
We want you two to be sure you know what you're doing.
Have you thought how you two and a baby are going to cope?
I've told you that.
I'm asking Owen.
You know you can stay here for a while, after the wedding, till you get sorted.
I'm talking about their future here. Owen, you've just started college. Are you staying on?
Suppose so, yeah.
And what about money?
Well, I've got my job at the cafe. Nights and weekends, I can get more if I want.
Oh, yeah. And what about your studying?
I'll fit it in.
Let's talk about the wedding first, before all this college stuff.
Frank, will you let me finish, please? So, you're expecting Sammy to bring up this baby without any help from you?
No. Look, it's what we both want. And plenty of other people manage, don't they?
Oh, yeah. They manage to get themselves into a rut, at each other's throats all the time, because neither of them are doing what they really want to do. Are you sure that's what she wants as well?
We've told you all this.
No, I'm not so sure. Because I think you went back to him on the rebound from Tim Darby.
Chris.
And now you'll do anything he wants, including getting pregnant.
There's no need to get nasty, Mrs. Rogers.
Anyway, that's not true.
No, it's not true. Do you think we went out and did this all on purpose, do you?
Haven't you heard of contraception? They sell it at garages these days, I believe. Do you know, your age group amazes me. You get a damn good education, and you see people around you living frustrated lives, and then you go and make the same old mistakes again.
Well, we're not making a mistake. We've decided.
How can you decide something like this in, what, less than 24 hours? This is something that's going to affect you for the rest of your lives. Well, surely you can see that.
And don't you think we haven't thought about it? We're not completely stupid, you know.
Aye, aye. It takes time. You two could hate the sight of each other before this baby's even born.
Do you know what? It's no use even discussing this with you, because all you're bothered about is teacher training college.
Oh. Well, that just shows how childish you are.
Well, this is getting us nowhere. If it's only 3 weeks off, we better get organised, hadn't we?
You've been on that phone for ages. So what's the score then, if you got a keyboard or not?
Nope.
You must be able to borrow one somewhere. We're knackered for Friday's gig if we don't get one.
Look, will you stop worrying?
It'll take at least 2 days to program a keyboard. You know that.
Well, no one will lend us one, will he? So we'll have to get one of our own. Like the Corgan one should do the trick.
Called what?
A synthesizer, Div. It's not just your average keyboard. Does everything bar make the tea.
Oh, yeah. How much is that going to cost?
About £1,000.
What? How the hell can we afford that?
Oh, we need a nice little deposit and we can pay the rest off on HP.
Hold on, what's all this we? I can't be spending my college grants. I need it for art materials.
You don't even need to touch that.
Where'd you get that?
You ought to get in the know, Keith. Us students are given all sorts of incentives these days to spend money. I've got 150 limit on this, and we can pay the rest off in 18 months. 2 years if you want.
What's all this we again? I'm just a drummer.
That's fair enough, then. I'll buy it.
I think you're mad.
Have a bit of confidence, will you, Keith? A few more gigs like down at the Poly, and I'll easy pay it off.
The Poly aren't even paying us.
So it's promotional, isn't it? Anyway, you've got to speculate to accumulate. That's why I've ordered one brand spanking new Korg M1.
You've ordered it?
Yeah, pick it up Wednesday morning.
I'm just glad you had the guts to accept your responsibilities. A lot of young fellas, you just run a mile when this happens.
Well, we are serious, you know, Mr. Rogers.
And listen, don't be worrying about the money side of it. I know it's short notice, but the bride's old fella still pays for the wedding.
Look, I'm sure my mum and dad can...
No need for that. It won't be top hat and tails, but it'll be something decent.
Well, that's great, but look, don't be going spending loads of money.
I'll spend what I can afford. I'm just glad she's got some kind of future settled. We went through murder when she went off to live with... Well, you know what I'm on about, don't you?
Yeah.
Thing is, we could have lost her for good over that lot. Anyway, not like a wedding to get the family together, eh? And talking about families, I was thinking of ringing your mum and dad later.
What for?
Well, if you two are getting married, they'll know about the arrangements, won't they? I was going to invite them for tea or something, see what they're doing Friday. Don't worry, mate. You don't have to be there.
Oh, thanks. I'm getting off. See ya.
See ya.
Terry? Terry? Thank God it's you. I thought he was doing another run.
Sorry, mate.
Just as long as he's still snoring. Look, I'm going to have to keep a watch on him, you know. 24 hours a day.
Oh, you can't do that.
It's for his own good, isn't it, Jack? Now, you're all set. Have you got your story straight?
No problem.
Remember, this is only Terry's brief, you know. It's not the busies.
I know. I'll manage.
Here. Get yourself a cab at the top of the road.
Oh, cheers, lad.
And make sure you don't get the bus and spend it on ales, you hear?
Look, he may be your best mate, Bobby, but he's still my lad. I want to do my best by him, OK? Yes, love.
Can I speak to Barry, please?
Yeah, I'm sorry, love. Yeah, come.
Hey, and Jack, remember what I said.
All right, all right.
Where's Terry?
He's in bed. The busies had him in all night. They think he did it.
Do you think they're right?
You're joking, aren't you? That Curtis fella did it. And when Terry gets his hands on him, he's going to murder him.
Well, you're not going to let him, are you?
Of course I'm not. He's not moving from here until that Curtis is where he belongs. Behind bars.
But he's not, though, is he? The police have let him go.
Yeah, well, they'll realise the mistake soon, won't they? Have you heard from him?
Yeah, he phoned this morning. He's terrified.
I bet he is.
Have you got
got a minute, love?
Mum, I'm busy.
Not too busy for me to apologise, I hope.
No, I suppose not.
Sam, look, I didn't mean to be nasty to you now before well, I suppose I just wanted to test you. Make sure you were sure you knew what you were doing.
Why couldn't you just take my word for it?
Because I don't think you're old enough to realise what you're doing. I thought I was. I was 2 years older than you when I got caught with you. It's the rush more than anything.
Well, Mum, that's what we've decided. I'm not having an abortion.
All right. All right, love, I know you don't agree with that.
Not in this case, no.
Have you thought about adoption, then?
No.
Well, consider it, Sam. There's people desperate or unhappy because they can't have children. People who are older than you, more able to cope.
Mum, look, I want my baby and I want to get married.
Well, keep your baby, but do you have to get married?
What have you got against marriage?
Nothing, in the right circumstances.
Oh, so you and my dad aren't in the right circumstances?
I'm not talking about us.
I mean, just because things have gone wrong between you two.
Sammy, I'm talking about you. It's true what I said. You two could hate the sight of each other before this baby's even born.
That's a terrible thing to say. I love Owen. I should never have finished with him.
Will you still be able to say that when you're stuck with a hungry baby? You're worn out. Your husband's working all the hours God sends just to feed you.
Could you?
Sammy, I'm talking about you.
You're not going to come round, are you? We've had girls in work getting married. Some of them were pregnant too, and their mothers joined in. You know, planning the dress and the wedding cake and all the nice things that go with it. But you're not going to, are you?
Well,
we both know where we stand, hey, Mum.
Sammy, I just want you and Owen to wait.
Well, we're not going to. It's all right. Me and my dad know, and I'll make all the arrangements. You don't need to do anything.
The thing is, he's got to go back later for more questioning, and I think he might do himself harm, Barry.
Well, at least I'll keep him off Terry's back.
He is a human being, for God's sake.
He's a maggot. And life or talking himself. I don't care what happens to him.
Look, I don't think Graham's guilty.
You what?
What kind of a murderer goes dropping a rose in his victim's grave?
A clever one.
He was crying down the phone to me for an hour. He swears he didn't do it. He says he loved Sue.
He was obsessed with her. You said so yourself. He's a pervert, keeping pictures of Sue on his desk. Have you told the busies about that yet? Well?
No.
Look, after the funeral, you said you were going to tell them, so why haven't you?
Barry, I don't want to.
My mate's future's at stake here. Why the hell not?
Because it might make things worse for him. It might make it look like there was an affair.
It doesn't matter whether there was an affair or there wasn't. He's a nutter and he wants locking up.
And I don't think he is.
Look, it's not up to you. You can't keep back evidence.
Look, I feel terrible about it. It was me that was responsible for introducing them to each other in the first place.
I don't believe this.
He can't have done it. He's not the type.
Look, Teddy could get life for this. I want you to go and see the busies and I want you to go and do it now.
Barry, you are hurting me.
I'm sorry. But I want you to go and see the busies and I want you to do it now. You know that Graham Curtis fella did this? You don't want to get yourself in trouble for holding back vital evidence, do you?
Hello, chaps. What's it going to be today, then? Manzavani's greatest hits? Or more of that rubbish we had last time?
The problem with you, Dad, is you just don't know decent music.
Nah, but I do, son. That's the trouble. Hey, hang on, you can do me a favour. It's not going to kill you. I just want you to mind the shop while I go to Lav, that's all.
Yeah, go ahead then, sound. This is the chance to get that keyboard in.
What if he comes out?
Well, look him in there. I don't want him seeing it, all right? All clear. That's going to take all day to shift them.
Did you serve him, then?
What?
The customer came in, I heard the door go.
There was no customer. It was Mike.
Where is he now?
He's just taking the amp upstairs.
I thought that was him.
Oh.
Right, come on then. 2 days till we're famous, eh?
Hey, even the Beatles took longer than that.
Yeah, but their first gig was at some tatty little place, Little and Town Hall, not Mersey Polly.
Oh, aye. Well, it wasn't your first gig at the Manor Park British Legion.
Tell you what is it, mate?
Struggle we had to pay for this place. All that hard work. All that worry. It's all mine now.
Sue was insured.
Got everything we ever wanted. Haven't got her, though, have I? Haven't got her. I don't want the house. It's her I want. Her, Danny and the baby. I'll get it. Hello? Yeah. Oh. Friday. OK, thanks. Bye.
What is it, sir?
The solicitors. They should have the forensic reports by Friday.
What forensic reports?
All that stuff I had to go for. Blood sample, bits of clothing, scraping under me fingernails.
Well, that should put you in the clearance, shouldn't it, sir?
Oh, no, I still can't remember, can I? I don't want all this forensic report crap. I want him. I want that Graham Curtis.
No, Terry.
He's done this to me. He's made my life not, and I want to kill him. It's not the way, mate. What's the matter with you, eh? Once you'd have been there with me, looking for him, looking for blood, we'd have done it ourselves. We'd have ripped him apart. I thought you were me, mate. Terry, but it's just too big. It's too big. He's killed Sue and Danny and my unborn baby. Look, I am your mate. That's why I don't want you risking everything. I don't want you getting locked up, Terry. The coppers will have him soon. Don't risk everything. I've got nothing to risk. I've got nothing now. Look, Terry, Sue wouldn't want it, would she? Well, she wouldn't, would she? Hey? It's what I want.
Do you reckon we should do that one?
Nah, let's stick to what we've decided, eh?
It'll be good.
No, we'll leave it. Vicky doesn't run the entertainment committee for nothing, you know. She knows what she's doing.
Too right. Getting us to flog our guts out for nothing.
Well, you stop going on about money, eh?
Someone has to. You need money to pay that off for a start.
I've told you, it's all in hand. I've got a good deal on it.
What? Over 60 quid a month, HP? Some deal, that.
Don't you know anything about prestige? Once people know we're playing at the Poly, everybody will be after us. We might even have to get an agent.
If that gets repossessed because you can't pay for it, we won't even have it, Andy.
You just keep your mind on Friday night, eh?
Michael!
Oh, we're not even playing yet. What?
Tina Taylor's here.
Hiya.
Take no notice of him, he's ignorant.
Oh, he's nice. Oh, you got one? Where'd you get it?
He's lumbered himself with massive debts.
The main thing is we got one.
So you left the Gaslight Club and you and your son went back to your house? Please answer, Mr. Sullivan. You are on tape, remember?
He did, yeah.
You went straight to bed?
Yeah. Well, he had a drop of brandy first.
Brandy?
Yeah.
But earlier you said you were on Social Security. And you had been for the last 18 months. You've got expensive taste, Mr. Sullivan.
Yeah. Well, it was a present you left over from Grimble.
Oh.
A Christmas present. From Sue. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, it was a present from Sue. Yeah, I remember now.
You and your son must have been pretty drunk when you went to bed.
When I went to bed, Terry, he kept on the sofa. By the time we got ourselves together in the morning, he was gone.
All in all, it must have proved an expensive night out, what with the 4 pubs, the British Legion, the club in town, and a taxi home. And all this on Social Security. What is it now, £40 a week?
Terry paid his wag.
Really? Earlier you said that, Terry's business was slack and that you decided to treat him to a bit of a session.
Well, I had a few bob from the horses, you know.
A win?
Oh, didn't I tell you? I got a double up at the bookies.
How much did you win?
85 quid. I think.
You think?
That's it, yeah.
At what point was Terry actually so drunk he couldn't remember?
Like, what time, you mean?
Yes.
Probably just before dinner time. He'd been on the vodkas, like. He doesn't trust that stuff. Well, not as a rule.
He took your time coming forward, Mr. Sullivan.
Well, we had a lot to do, you know. The funeral and that.
Your son's a suspect.
But he didn't do it.
Great, if you can do it like that on a night, no probs.
How many numbers have we got to do?
Well, Vicky says about 6. I suppose it depends on how well we go down.
What are you smoking that garbage for?
Hey, what have I told you about smoking that stuff? We're supposed to be working here.
It relaxes me. Sing better after a few tokes.
Crap, you just think you do.
Oh, who do you think you are, MC Hammer? Anyway, I do sing better. Anyone does when they're relaxed.
Relaxed maybe, but not doped.
Don't be so stuffy.
It's what I think. And anyway, it ronks. I don't want my dad niffing it.
Oh, diddums. Here you go. One nice smelly joss stick. Nothing like incense to hide the nasty smell of dreaded dope.
Put it somewhere else, will you?
That all right?
Right, can we get on with it now?
Mike! I'm just locking up for dinner now. Are you staying or what?
Well, we'll be ages, yeah.
Yeah, well, if you want some butties, you better get them now. What's that smell? A joss stick? What's that for?
I like the smell when I'm working, Mr. Dixon.
That smells awful, that does. Hey, I don't want any fire starting here, you know.
Yeah, all right, Dad. Come here. Can we get on with it now?
Didn't they go out with Led Zeppelin and all that other swinging 60s stuff?
70s. And anyway, we like the smell.
Yeah, do you? Well, do us a favour, will you? Stick it out, eh? The last thing I want is a fire hazard.
Oh, Dad, it's only a little joss stick. It's not as if it's a bommy. Just leave it, eh?
What are you getting so upset about?
We're just trying to work, that's all.
Well, as long as that's all you're doing, like.
Hey?
Well, some people have been known to use them to hide the smell of other things.
Oh, get away, Dad.
Well, it won't be the first time you've been near drugs, will it, Michael?
I've never touched them. Never.
What about other people?
We're too busy working to be messing around with drugs, even if we were interested.
Yeah, well, I hope so. I don't remember seeing this coming up. Is it brand new, or what?
No, it's just in good nick.
All the same, but it cost a few bob. Hope you haven't been dipping into that grant money.
I haven't even paid it in yet.
Well, you better have then, hadn't you? Where'd you get it from, then?
I just lent it off a mate.
All right. Blimey! That's a bit louder than the usual lecky organ, isn't it?
Dad, it's a synth, not an organ.
Well, do we get an invite, me and your mum, to this poly do or what?
You two? It'll all be students.
I'm not bothered. I just want to see if you're better than at the Legion.
Oh.
Nothing. He's just trying to be funny.
Michael, surely you can wangle a couple of free tickets for me and your mum. She keeps saying that we should be taking a bigger interest in what you lot are doing.
Oh, come off it, Dad.
Well, I mean, we'd only want to watch you three.
No chance.
Why not?
Because it wouldn't be cool, would it? Having your mum and dad at your own gig.
Oh, well. Maybe your mother will be able to twist your arm.
Dad.
Oh, just remember, eh? It's the tenant who gets done if anybody's found smoking drugs on his premises. Ta-da.
Hello again. I met someone that knows you very well. He says you were definitely there on the day in question. Steve Benson, the bookie down in Windsor Avenue. He said you were there at exactly the time you told us you were.
Steve, yeah. Now, he's got a good memory, yeah.
Funny he can't remember you taking his shop for £85 that day, though, isn't it? He checked his ledger, you see. Nobody won that much that day, or the day before.
Well, perhaps it wasn't that much, you know, £50.
What do you take us for, Mr. Sullivan?
It's true.
Yeah? Well, I hope so, Mr. Sullivan. But whatever way you look at this ain't going to do your Terry any favours. In fact, it's going to make things decidedly worse.
Oh, this damn machine. What's wrong with it? I'm sorry, Anne, it's out of order. Again? Oh, well, I don't know why we don't get a new one. Oh, you have to ask the education department about that. Oh, story of my life. Well, the engineer's coming this afternoon, if that's of any help to you. Well, I don't suppose 4X will mind not starting the history assignment this afternoon. I wanted to ask you, that last assignment, how did Katie get on with it? Well, I haven't assessed them properly yet, but I've read it. She's done much better. Oh, good. I mean, I have tried to cheer up a bit. Good. How are things at home these days? Katie did tell me that you and your husband were... But Katie's work, it's definitely improved. Oh, yes. She's much more stable now, definitely. Good. There's something I wanted to ask you. I was wondering if to... Hello? Brookside Comprehensive? Yes?
Shouldn't you be up there with him? For all we know, he might be legging it down the drain pipe.
He's on the phone to me, Ma. He's all right. Now, what happened?
I told him what we decided.
You're holding out on me, Jack. Go on then, what did they say?
They blew me up.
You what?
Look, you told me to add a lot of details, so I did, and he caught me out.
What flaming details did you put in, Jack?
Well, I said I won some money on the horses, and that's why we went out on the binge.
You blade! You stupid flaming blade, Jack! Everybody knows that the bookies keep records, for God's sake!
I wasn't thinking.
Well, you never do you?
At least he didn't have me for wasting police time. If he had, I'd have put your name up for it as well. It was your idea.
For Teddy's sake, yeah. Dad, what have you been doing?
What?
I've just had the solicitor on the phone, haven't I? Said you tried to give the busies a false alibi. You only nearly dropped me right in it, haven't you?
Well, don't blame me, lad. Blame him.
Hey, we're always trying to help, sir. Oh, yeah, pillocks, you flaming pair of pillocks. They already think I've done it, don't they? You won't help me get Curtis, will you? But you'll mess about by dropping me in it. Come on, let's go and get him now. Help me, come on.
No, Teddy. No, lad. That copper's as tough as nails. You try that again, he'll have you.
But what else can I do, eh? I've lost it. I've lost everything. I can't even remember their last day. Look, Terry, will you just leave it there? You know they're going to get Curtis sooner or later.
No, promise us, lad. You'll forget this revenge. OK. OK. Right.
If Mrs. Sullivan was so unpleasant to you, why did you go around to her house the next day?
To apologise.
But surely you were the aggrieved. She should be apologising to you.
I just wanted... I wanted to tell her how I felt.
How did you feel?
I loved her.
How did you feel about you? Did she love you? How did she feel about you? Mr. Curtis, did she love you?
No.
Why did you go around to the new shop site?
Sue asked me to.
Why? What for?
She didn't want me to be seen at the house.
Are you sure that you didn't ask her to meet you at the shop site?
No.
Have you ever met her there before?
It was the first time I'd ever been there.
And while you were there, did you climb up some scaffolding?
I can't understand why she went up the scaffolding. I didn't even see any scaffolding. I gave her some flowers, and when her husband went, I just walked away.
How many times did you have sex with Mrs. Sullivan? How many times, Mr. Curtis?
We never. It wasn't like that.
Did you know she was pregnant before she died?
I only found out after she was dead.
Who told you she was pregnant?
Fran Pearson, Sue's friend at the office.
I think you knew already.
I didn't.
I think the baby was yours. I think as soon as Mrs. Sullivan found out she was pregnant, she wanted to break off this sexual liaison.
No, it's not true.
I think you lured her to the scaffolding, and when she refused to continue this affair, you pushed her. You pushed her and the child, and you killed them.
No!
I've been trying to get in touch with you. Where the hell have you been?
I don't want to go to the police.
Why the hell not? Look, they're going to be back here for Terry de Savvy. He's just had his alibi blown to pieces.
What alibi?
Well, look, never mind that. Just get them photos out of Sue's desk and down to the busies, all right?
No, just a minute. If his alibi's been blown to pieces, how does Terry explain things? What was he doing that day?
Look, Fran, he never did it, all right?
And I don't think Graham did either.
Well, that's not up to you. Let the busies decide that. Just show them what you've got. What do you want? She's just come to see how you're at, that's all. Do you know if Curtis was carrying on with Sue?
No, he wasn't, Terry.
Come on, tell me the truth.
That is the truth, Barry.
Look, just leave it, Terry. Is he in work?
He's on sick leave.
Where's he live? Look, Terry, you're supposed to have forgotten all about this, all
Tell
right?
me where he lives!
Hey, Terry,
Come on,
tell me!
Tell me! Calm down like
Terry, get him back in there!
You scared the poor girl to death!
And you still say he didn't do it?
Look, he's just had his wife and kid murdered. How do you expect him to react? We all know that Curtis fella did it, and he wants to get him. Oh, look, do you want me to go down to busies with you?
Barry! I do not want to go!
Look, if I never ask you for anything again, just do this one thing for me. For Terry.
I can't just go and root through his desk and take the photos. Someone might see me. What if Graham comes back to the office and catches me?
Well, just tell the police then. Let them go and get them. Terry's my best mate, Fran. And if you don't tell him what's in that pervert's desk, I'm gonna tell him. And I'll tell him you wouldn't do it. Well.
How many times did you have sex with Mrs. Sullivan?
I told you I didn't. You make it sound sordid, and it wasn't.
No, well, you were having an affair, Mr. Curtis.
We weren't. Not like that, anyway.
Like how?
I just wanted to be near her. I knew she wasn't happy at home.
Then how do you explain this forensic report? Samples of skin taken from under Mrs. Sullivan's fingernails match those taken from you last week. Now, either you had sexual intercourse or she was defending herself against you.
It isn't true.
Which is it, Mr. Curtis? I think you had sex with Mrs. Sullivan on numerous occasions.
No.
On numerous occasions. But not that day. The skin under her nails came from a struggle when you threw her off that scaffold.
I didn't do it.
Well, then why the skin?
I never touched her.
It's all here, Mr. Curtis. It's indisputable. So what's your explanation? Mr. Curtis?
She scratched my hand. I tried to touch her and she scratched my hand.
Why?
I don't know.
I think that's nonsense. I think you argued. I think you argued over the pregnancy and then you killed her.
I didn't kill her. I couldn't kill her. I loved her. I loved her more than anything.
Right, then we'll leave it at that. Oh, and don't leave the area, and I'll have another word with you later.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks a lot now. Bye.
Come here, Daddy.
Aye, aye, aye. Where the hell do you think you're going?
Well, this is where the blank city is, isn't it? I've come to get me bird.
Yeah, well, that's me in the future, eh? This is my shop.
Come on. You find anywhere better than this dump?
Hey, if you don't like it, son, don't bother coming back.
Same time tomorrow, Tina.
Right.
Who's that yob?
Sinnott.
That face get barging in here like he owns the place. That's a nice girl like her seeing him, anyway.
That's what Mike's wondering.
Oh, aye.
Yeah, got no taste, has she?
Any joy with the copier? Oh, yeah, they fixed it. Miracles never cease. Look, I'm sorry about earlier. You obviously wanted to talk.
Have you got time?
If it affects Katie, yes. Why, is there problems at home, Chrissy?
Oh, no.
Oh, I'm sorry. Jumping the gun.
No, it's all right. I was going to tell you, I'm thinking of leaving here.
Oh, no. Why? I thought you were happy here.
Oh, I am. It's just, well, I'm thinking of trying for teacher training college.
That's wonderful. I never knew you had ambitions to join us lot. We need all hands on deck these days.
Well, I had a place years ago, and then I got pregnant. You know how it is.
I've started, so I'll finish, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Have you got a place yet?
Well, provisionally, yes.
Is it my old place, Heathfield?
No, it isn't.
They do say St Margaret's College is even better.
It's not in Liverpool.
Oh.
That's why I was asking you how Katie's getting on.
You mean you might be moving away?
Well, nothing's settled yet. I just wondered if you thought that our Katie was up to a move.
Graham, what's happened? You look awful.
They think I killed her. It's terrible. They just won't believe me.
Tell me the truth, Graham.
Fran, I didn't do it. Believe me. Please.
Why did you photostat that picture in Sue's office?
What?
You cut Terry and Danny out of the picture in Sue's office, and then you photocopied it. Come on, Graham, you know I saw them in your drawer. Why did you do that?
Are you going to tell them?
I've got to. They've got to know everything.
No, please, Fran, don't. It'll look bad.
Mrs. Pearson? Have you come to see me?
Yeah.
Good. Well, if you'd like to step this way, we'll find somewhere private, shall we?